Hi, this is the chaotic con called Catch Me If You Can. Once upon a time, there were two good friends, Dan and Bob, who ran a gambling con game. Now, Dan was the dealer, Dealer Dan, and his best buddy Bob was the beneficiary of Dealer Dan's dirty dealing. Dan's job was to stack the deck so that Bob would win just enough games so as to not be suspicious. What I'm going to show you is how Dan stacked the deck. Now, this may be the first time that a card handler has shown you exactly how the dirty deed is done. And to make it easier, I've removed 4 cards from a red deck. This will make it easier to follow. Now, Dan liked to use the deuces, but for our purposes, you only need to follow the red backs, which Dan would cut and lose hopelessly in the middle of the deck. Which Dan would cut and lose hopelessly in the middle of the deck. Dealer Dan cannot be trusted. But here's the thing. Neither Dealer Dan nor his best buddy Bob really benefit from having the red double deuces on the top of the deck, because we don't pull the cards off the pack into a packet. Rather, we cull the cards across the table. So Dealer Dan has to redistribute the red double deuces so that his best buddy Bob is favored with every 4th flick. Now, the shuffle to do this is normally done on the table, but I'm going to show you the edges of the card so you can see exactly how the stacking shuffle is set. I want to get this exactly right so that it exactly works. So after one shuffle, we can begin to see how the red cards are redistributed. This would be a perfect setup for a 2-player con. Not particularly useful for Dealer Dan and his best buddy Bob. So let's do another shuffle. Again, I'll show you the edges of the cards. This has to be absolutely precise for it to work. After this cascade, the cards are configured for the con to commence. But there's chaos and confusion in the con. It seems that Dealer Dan's best buddy Bob has discovered that Dan has been dating Bob's ex, Ethel. Now, being an ex, Dan believed that ex-Ethel was accessible. Bob does not agree, and in fact, Bob believes that Dealer Dan is due a lesson. So former best friend, now backstabbing buddy Bob, has forwarded a note to one of the other fellows, a new friend, Frank. New friend Frank found the forwarded note from backstabbing buddy Bob fascinating about Dealer Dan and his dirty double dealings. And in fact, new friend Frank is ready to file felony charges on Dealer Dan. And so now a double cross is in play. There are 5 participants. There's Dan the dealer and 4 fellows. There's Patsy Paul, backstabbing Bob, knows nothing Neil, and new friend Frank. Seated in the 2nd position is backstabbing Bob, who is set to receive via every 4th flick the redistributed red double deuces. And seated in the 4th position is his new friend felony filing Frank. But here's the thing. Dealer Dan knows that his former best friend Bob is distraught over Dan dating his ex, Ethel. And furthermore, Dan figures that if new friend Frank found himself the recipient of the redistributed red double deuces, there'd be no felony to file. And backstabbing Bob would be bamboozled. So now Dealer Dan has to double deal, to double cross his best friend, former best friend, now backstabbing buddy Bob. So watch his eye, playing the role of Dealer Dan, deal in slow motion and deny the redistributed red double deuces to backstabbing Bob and instead forward them on to new friend felony filing Frank. Watch for the red cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deal, double deal, double deal, deal. Deal, double deal, double deal, deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, Dealer Dan is almost done dealing, and we are dying to see the results of the redistributed red double deuces. But Dealer Dan has two more tricks with which to torment his backstabbing buddy Bob before he goes broke. First, for each of the fellows, Dealer Dan has an ace kicker, just to demonstrate his digital dexterity. Second, for Knows-Nothing Neil, Dealer Dan has given him a trio of tens. For Patsy Paul, a fabulous flush. Dealer Dan now believes that his former best friend, now backstabbing buddy Bob, should be a babbling, broody, broken body, believing his bankroll is bust. But Bob is beaming. For in addition to his new friend, Bob has found himself a foursome of fours, which unfortunately will beat two pair of twos. Dan and Bob are two friends who deserve each other, whether friend or foe, bestie or backstabbing. This terrible twosome creates insolvency, instability, and insanity everywhere they go with their illusions of integrity and their asinine alliterations. But on this day, the two of them have met a force of nature more fathomable than each of them could ever figure in the new friend Frank. For his photo ID reads, Field Agent Frank Abagnale of the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Financial Fraud Division. And instead of arresting our restless rascals, new friend Fed Frank has merely replaced the redistributed red double deuces with a royal straight flush. And that is the chaotic con called Catch Me If You Can.